Coming up, we'll learn which local candidates will go into the runoff election on July 22nd.
And how the public can help Morven police find a missing man.
We'll have these stories and more. Your News Valdosta starts now.
Welcome to News Valdosta. I'm Chishelle Williams.
And I'm Hannah Hedges. Voting kicked off without a hitch yesterday as citizens of Lowndes County took to the polls. The results are in. For the Lowndes County Board of Education District 1, Mike Davis won an incumbent seat along with Eric Johnson, who won for District 2. Brian Browning ran unopposed, winning an incumbent seat for District 3. Scott Ornstein won Lowndes County Commissioner for District 2, while Clay Greiner won for District 5. For State School Superintendent, Michael Buck won for the Republican seat, while Valerie Wilson won the Democratic seat. They will face off in the November election.
News Valdosta Ashley Morrison was present last night at the Lowndes County Board of Elections on Oak Street as the results came in. Here's a report.
On Tuesday evening, May 20th, voting started at the Lowndes County Board of Elections.
My name is Jalen Henderson. I'm from Valdosta, but I lived in Atlanta for 11 years. I've been working here for 4 years. I do clerical work or busy work. I'm the only male, so I do a lot of things that everybody else doesn't want to do.
As the ballots rolled in, candidates, friends, and family patiently viewed the results.
My name is Susan Henley. I'm the Assistant Supervisor of Elections. And today we have just mainly been trying to keep the precincts going. We have answered any of the questions and solved problems that they have had. We have answered a lot of where do I go vote questions, which has been major telephone ringing and coming in to find out where the precinct is. Some precincts have closed and there has been some moving in that area. So we're just here to answer all the questions and get everybody on the track to voting.
I'm Ashley Morrison reporting from News Valdosta.
Police need the help of the community to find a missing man from Morven. Colin Jenkus is a 6'5", 45-year-old African-American male weighing in at 180 pounds. He was last seen at the Uplift Center in Brooks County. Police are becoming increasingly concerned as the hours go by. Anyone with information about the missing man is asked to call the Morven Police Department.
Now let's turn to news reporter Brianna Hines, who has a report on a wave of thefts happening in Moultrie.
More than $18,000 of valued merchandise was stolen from different work sites over the weekend. Merchandise such as trailers and tools, U-Haul trucks, cameras, DVD sets, televisions, and even a goat. More than 16 people were arrested and charged with crimes ranging from shoplifting to driving without a license. These crimes were so widespread that the sheriff's office and the police department of Moultrie County had to get involved. This is the biggest of the biggest theft that has ever happened in Moultrie County. Now law is more strict. With News Valdosta, I am Brianna Hines.
According to police, $1.5 million was stolen over a period of 6 years from Ambassador Personal Incorporated in Thomasville. Now, 44-year-old Neil Fennell is charged with embezzling money from the Thomasville business while he was employed with the company. Fennell is currently out on bond and faces embezzlement charges.
The Lowndes County Historical Museum is an important part of the community. Reporter Andrea Bonaparte has more on this local cultural institution.
Hi, I'm reporter Andrea Bonaparte reporting live at the Lowndes County Historical Museum right behind me. Today I had a chance to look at the artifacts inside, had a chance to talk to a few people, and much more coming up.
The museum is free to the public. However, the museum also accepts donations from the community and as well as visitors all over. By giving back to the museum, you will help preserve artifacts and much more.
We do get extra income. One thing where people have been very generous with us is with memorial donations. And they do help us cover expenses. Sometimes what we get in memorials, sometimes, provides buying new equipment and all that.
The museum houses over hundreds of artifacts and exhibits that were brought to the museum over the decades. The employees of the museum are dealing with the struggles of not having enough room for all of the artifacts and exhibits at the museum. The employees came up with an alternative on how to make more space for the old and the new artifacts at the museum. The alternative is by using a blackboard poster. It was chosen because of its versatility and mobility.
My name is Rouse Vollaton. I'm down at the Lowndes County Valdosta Historical Society, and I'm here to donate a couple of pictures of my great-grandparents, Joseph Edward Vollaton and Maddie Rouse Vollaton. They were founders of Vollaton's Dairy Farm out on Bemis Road, and wanted to give these to the museum so that others could enjoy it and learn from history.
I'm reporter Andrea Bonaparte, and I'm reporting from News Valdosta.
When we come back, Georgia state officials recently paid off $1 million loan, which may result in more job opportunities and increase the state revenue.
And people behind on their child support payments are given a chance to catch up with no penalties. Stay with us.
When every moment matters and a hand reaches out, when someone gives blood and a life is saved, that moment when heartbreak turns to hope, you're there through the American Red Cross. Every day, the Red Cross responds to nearly 200 neighborhood emergencies, and your support makes it possible. Use this moment to join us today. Visit redcross.org.
Valdosta State University. Encouraging.
In-depth inquiry.
Hands-on experience.
Service and involvement.
And a global view.
While offering
a beautiful residential campus.
Over 100 fields of study.
Graduate and online degrees.
And championship athletics.
All in a warm and friendly community.
Get connected and involved.
Do more, become more.
Valdosta State University.
Welcome back to News Valdosta.
Georgia has recently paid off a $1 billion federal loan used to help fund the state's unemployment insurance benefits during the Great Recession. State officials say a final payment of $62.5 million to the U.S. Department of Labor from state officials was sent off last week. The state plans to issue an interest payment of $2.7 million by September 30th. By repaying the loan 2 years early, employers don't have to worry about paying extra federal unemployment taxes. Collectively, the state has paid almost $4 billion since the beginning of the loan's disbursement through the end of March.
The Georgia State Division of Child Support is allowing those that are behind on their child support to get back on course without any penalties this week. The statewide initiative, also called Settlement Week, which gives non-custodial parents the opportunity to pay back their child support obligations for the given amount or in the full to avoid additional consequences. Friday is the last day selected parents will be able to make a payment to their local division of child support services without additional penalties.
A new study released by the National Complete Streets Coalition lists the 5 deadliest states for walking, with Georgia and Florida both making the top 5. There have been 47,025 national pedestrian deaths in the past 10 years, a number that tops deaths from natural disasters over 16 times. Some of the factors in the fatalities include vehicle speed, road design, and lack of sidewalks and street crossings. Director of National Complete Street Coalition, Roger Miller, says the deaths could be easily prevented through policy, design, and practice.
The Turner Center for the Arts is having a ceramics open lab, and the citizens of Valdosta can participate for free. Here's Highland Park with more on the story.
Now we are the Turner Center for the Arts, and today the host Marty Hayter will open the lab for free.
selected for position of artists in residence for the Turner Center for the Arts, and part of that involved doing a public art project, coming up with a proposal. And what I proposed was a kind of a history of this area, Valdosta and Lowndes County, and I kind of took on a little ambitious project which involves the history from the very beginning. Some people call it the creation, some people call it Big Bang. But starting from that period on up, going through what's called the Cambrian explosion, which was a huge expansion of life, through large aquatic animals like dinosaurs, and then the dinosaurs, the megafauna like mastodons, mammoths, saber-toothed tigers, giant sloths.
I wanted to participate in this workshop because I think that artists collaborating together and kind of working together in different sections and different components of the project to produce one thing is a really cool thing. You don't see that as often.
Come out and enjoy the community. For News Valdosta, I'm heading.
A meeting held by the South Georgia Regional Board Committee explained just how the library plans to continue to meet the needs of its patrons. Paula Owens has more on the story.
The South Georgia Regional Library Board members met to discuss how the library can continue to provide its excellent service to the community, including the opportunities, programs, and new updates and technology to the community. Branch Manager Barry Barr provided detailed information on how this library serves its patrons.
Well, the programs through the library have been growing even more so than what circulation shows, because the library here itself and the other libraries in our system provide after-school reading programs, summer programs. We have a lot of growth in the computer access. You can walk through any library any hour of the day we're open, and you'll find most every terminal is open. And so that's not tracked as far as circulation goes. So the ways of tracking the usability of the library of the old days of saying how many books were checked out, it's not just that anymore, because the services we provide, the programs we provide are a lot more than just books.
Interesting topics were discussed, including safety precautions, following the signing of the Safe Carry Act signed by Governor Nathan Deal, which will take effect July 1st.
That's a concern. I think that rather than trying to find exceptions or exemptions, we're going to have to adapt to it.
To hear more information about the library, feel free to attend the monthly board meetings. They are open to the public. With News Valdosta, I'm Paula Owens.
When we come back, Joy will give us a look at our local weather.
So stay with us.
Today is Saturday. Today is Saturday. Yeah. Salad on Saturday, fruit on Friday, throw a ball Thursday. Water Wednesday, touch your toes Tuesday. Let's move Monday, swap the snacks Sunday. All the healthy children eat well and move a lot. And move a lot. And move a lot. Eat well and move a lot.
60 minutes of physical activity a day and eating well can help get your child healthy. So keep them active and eating well every day.
Skip a rope Saturday, freeze tag Friday, tap dance Thursday. Whole grains Wednesday, try a veggie Tuesday. Let's move Monday, split the sweet Sunday.
Eat well and move a lot.
Today is Saturday. Yeah. Today is Saturday. All the healthy children, all the healthy children.
Get ideas. Get involved. Get going at letsmove.gov. That's letsmove.gov.
A single ember that escapes from a wildfire can travel more than a mile. That single ember can ignite and destroy your home or even your community. You can't control where that ember will land, only what happens when it does. Get Fire Adapted now at fireadapted.org.
Welcome back to News Valdosta.
The weather outside is absolutely beautiful, but will it continue? Let's ask weather anchor Joy Cohn. Joy, what's the forecast?
It's a great day with the temperature at a hot 91 degrees. It might be a good idea to carry around bottled water with you to stay hydrated. There is no chance of rain today. The winds are light and varied again, which will be helpful in cooling our body temperatures down. Tonight will drop to 67 degrees, not as cool as it has been the past 2 days. Enjoy your nightly outings without worrying about taking a sweater. However, there will be a few light winds, so dress accordingly. Tomorrow, the temperature will continue to rise with a high of 94 degrees and a low of 67 degrees, so continue to prepare for heat. The UV index is set at 11, so be sure to protect your skin. If you're engaging in any outdoor activities today, make sure to stay hydrated and use sunscreen. The pollen count today is medium. You can get back in the garden, but be sure to keep your allergy medicine near just in case. Back to you, ladies.
Thanks, Joy. When we come back, Ashley Mooneyhan will give us our latest in sports, so stay with us.
Give up on sex, don't give up on birth control either. There are more methods than you think. Find yours at bedsider.org.
Welcome back.
Now let's check in with Ashley Mooneyhan for our local sports. Ashley?
Thanks, Tashelle. Former Lowndes High baseball player Stephen Drew has re-signed with the Boston Red Sox. Drew originally spent one season in Boston last year and turned down a $14.1 million offer after helping the team capture their third title in 10 years. He has now accepted a $10 million one-year deal. The Valwood girls tennis team captured the title in Macon Monday night at the GISA Classic AA State Championship. The fate of the team rested on two Valwood freshmen, Olivia Cox and Isabel Langdale. They came through at number 2 doubles when they rallied in a victory against the Wildcats. This Sunday concluded the YMCA National Diving Championships at the Fort Lauderdale Aquatic Complex. Parker Hardigree, one of 4 Moss Farms divers from Moultrie, brought back a silver medal. In the finals, Hardigree turned in a 408.45 to finish second behind Justin Sudokoff, who had a 440.80. It's been a great week at the Forest Hills Golf Club for the Columbus-based Brookstone High School men and women's golf team. The men's team shot 301 on Monday, persisting in their new 5-streak tradition of winning the state championships. Celebrating this year alongside the women's team and their unsurprising 8th state title. Also placing in medals was Columbus High, who celebrated by jumping into the Waynesboro Country Club pool. 11-year-old Lucy Lee made history Monday when she became the youngest to ever qualify for the U.S. Women's Open. The 11-year-old from Redwood Shores, California, earned her way into the event by shooting rounds of 68 and 74 on the par 72 Old Course at Half Moon Bay in sectional qualifier. The U.S. Women's Open will be held at Pinehurst June 19th through the 22nd. Race car driver Kurt Busch practiced for the Indy 500 on Monday when his car burst into flames after hitting the wall in the second turn. Busch was checked and released from the care center and cleared to drive within 15 minutes. He will be attempting to become the 4th driver to complete the Indy 500 and NASCAR Coca-Cola 600 on the same day. Busch will use a teammate's backup car for Sunday's race. Lowndes Dugout Club will host the 17th annual South Georgia Diamond Brawl June 19th through the 21st. It is open to the first 50 teams with high school eligible players. Teams are to register no later than June 2nd. An entry fee is required and game balls are provided. Information about tournament schedules, rules, and field directions can be found on the Lowndes Baseball website. That's all for your sports today. Back to you ladies at the news desk.
Thanks, Ashley. When we come back, we'll tell you where you can cool off with hot summer swimming lessons.
And we all enjoy activities that won't break our wallets. And one activity in particular will get you in shape and won't cost a cent, so you don't want to go away. We'll be right back.
I love learning.
I believe in service. I am full of passion.
I embody sportsmanship.
I trust in my resourcefulness.
I like balance.
That's why
I chose
Division II.
That's low and below.
Look, he's blushing.
Seriously.
Welcome back to News Valdosta.
The temperatures outside are getting hotter and hotter every day. It seems like the only way to cool down is by spending a day at the pool. Valdosta State University's continuing education will host swimming lessons for young children and adults. If you don't know how to swim, this course will offer lessons which will ensure your safety in the water. Swimming lessons are taught by certified American Red Cross water safety instructors to children and adults ages 3 and up. Instructors do ask for all children to be potty trained. Classes will be offered from June 2nd to July 18th, 5 days a week for 35 minutes and cost $65 a week.
If you're looking for a way to wind down and relax, the Valdosta Lowndes Regional Library is hosting a free yoga class for teens, adults, and families. The yoga class will be held every Tuesday and Thursday for the remainder of the month of May. If you want to participate, you are required to bring your own yoga mat or towel, if you wish. A sign-up sheet will be located at the reference desk.
The Georgia Environmental Finance Authority approved a Georgia Fund loan yesterday for wastewater system improvements in Lowndes County. The Georgia Fund is a state-funded program administered by GEFA to provide local governments with the money to improve community issues. That's our program for today. Michelle Williams.
And I'm Hannah Hedges. We'll see you tomorrow.